Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So today I thought we would do a little bit of resin work. Now, as you know, I'm working on my Folks of the Forest journal, which is, this is one of the signatures, and I've got 7 of these. So I wanted to have something for the outside of the journal, like a little dingly dangly from the side, because I do love my dingly danglies. So I thought I would use one of these beautiful flower bezels from Beebeecrafts. Now I'm going to link everything under the video where you can purchase these, and Beebeecrafts has some absolutely amazing stuff, so please do go and take a look, because they have always having lots and lots of offers on as well. I've popped the link down below so you can go and have a look of everything that I'm using as well. So I made this one, and I thought that would look lovely, because obviously on the side of your journal, on the spine, I just wanted to make a little dingly dangly and bits and pieces to hang off it. So I got a little bit carried away this morning, and I've come up with these beautiful flowers, and the colours are amazing. This one is just like a round bezel. I'll show you the bezels in a minute. And I've just popped a little butterfly dangle off there. It's a little charm. I'll pop a close-up at the end of the video as well, but I'm just loving them. This one has got little beads in here as well, and I've coloured it with some mica powders. This is what I've used to colour them today, but they are just gorgeous. I am loving them. So really simple, and it's almost like a sort of like an ombre look, because this has got sort of like a beautiful turquoise green in there as well. This one is a little heart, and this has got the tiny little beads from Beebeecrafts. Remember the little seed beads which are in there, and it looks like little bubbles to me. This one I have popped in just some dried flowers in there, which is lovely, and these hearts are just gorgeous as well. We have 4 different styles of flowers which come in this lovely box here, and I think you get 30 in there if I can remember, and you get 4 different styles of flowers which are here, and I just love them. And then I got some hearts, and I got these lovely great big bezels. I think maybe these might have been for sort of like earrings or something like that, but I just think they make lovely little dangles, don't they? So these are the open bezels, the big ones, and these are the hearts. So I'm going to start. So what shall we do? Now these are the 4 different flowers. If I can pick it up. So I think what we'll do, I'll use this one because it's easier to see, I think. So I've got, what I'm going to use as well, I've just got like a acrylic block. This is just used for putting some stamps and stuff on, so I'm just using that as a base. And then I've got the tape, which is, you need a little bit of tape or something and have it as the sticky side up. Okay, so you can stick this on, so when you put the resin in there, it doesn't come out. So I'm going to pop that on. I am using this UV resin. All of the things that I've got are either linked underneath the video or in my Amazon storefront. So let's just pop these to the side. So I've got a little bit of greaseproof paper. I've got some beautiful Arteza mica powders in here. So I'm going to just show you how we can get sort of like this type of look, because you've seen me doing this before, the resin work, but I just wanted to get that sort of like ombre look. And look at that, that's sort of like with gold. You can't really see it too well. It's a little bit of white envelope, but look at that. I think that just looks beautiful. So what colour shall we use? I think maybe we will go for, should we go for purple? Should we go for a nice purple? Because I've got pinks, or maybe, yeah, I've got a pink. Let's just stick with purple. Okay, so I'm going to pop a little bit of UV resin on here, just a little bit, and then we are going to mix a little bit of the mica powders in here. Now if you get a little spoon or something, might be easier, then you won't sort of like tip too much out. So you only want a little bit, maybe a tiny bit more, because the pigment is really strong coloured. This one is called Amethyst Purple. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to mix that together like that. Make sure it's all mixed up nicely. And then I'm just going to take a little bit and I'm going to drop it on the outside. So it's like the outside of the leaf is a little bit darker. Just a little bit on each leaf. It's petals, aren't they? They're not leaves. They're little petals. So these are great. I love them. So there are so many different ways to do these. I will link down some of the other videos that I've done as well, because I've used some other open bezels from Beebeecrafts as well, which are lovely. I do actually have like the little jars, almost like little mason jars, which I think will probably go quite nicely in my journal, which I should have thought about before really as well. Okay, so there we go. That's some of the purple in there. Now I'm going to add a little bit of this, which is the cotton white. So again, I'm going to mix it on top of here. I'm not really worried about the little bit of purple in there. Take a little bit of this, just tap it out. There we go. I think that should be enough. Let's see. Mix it up. Look at that. Just got that little bit of purple in there, so it just gives it a little hint. It's not quite white. Oops, let's put that up there. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to just pop a little drop in each one like this. If you do it on the greaseproof paper, it's a lot easier, because you can, and I'm just using a cocktail stick. You can just pop this on here and then you can just throw it all away. I'm not using gloves at the moment because I find it quite difficult. Well, I'm actually doing a video to wear gloves. But if you're going to do a lot of it, I was wearing them earlier, and you're using resin work, be careful. You don't get it on your fingers and stuff like that. And also, you need to do it in a very ventilated room, because it does get very smelly. So my window is wide open. Okay, so there we go. That's in the middle. Well, let's just use all this up, shall we? Let's get the rest of it in there. Just like that. And pop that to the side for a minute. And what I'm going to do, actually, let's just fill that little bit in there, because it was a little bit bare. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop in a little bit of just the clear UV resin without the bubbles, just in there on the top, and it just gives, it makes it sort of like float along. It gives it like a really lovely look to it. Gives it really, really shiny and nice. So don't put too much on. Spreads it out a little bit. I'm going to take a fresh toothpick or cocktail stick and just give it a little wiggle around like that, just to sort of mix the two colours together. There we go. Now what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to pop it under my UV lamp for a couple of minutes. Okay, so now shall we do a little heart? Now these little hearts are lovely. So look, these are just gorgeous, aren't they? I'm going to have to do it on my big acrylic one. I'm going to take a little bit of tape, take this off. You can get this, sometimes this comes with the open bezels on Beebeecrafts, so you can get it all together. So you want it so the sticky side is facing up. Now I'm just going to get a little bit of sticky tape like that and just stick that down so it stays in place like that. And I'm going to take my little heart. Should we do 2? Because I do love these. I'm going to do 2 hearts. Pop this one up there. Just like that. Make sure they're stuck down. The reason you put it on sticky tape is so that the resin doesn't soak out underneath. It holds it and seals it really, really well. So let's get another little piece of greaseproof paper, and I think we will have a lovely pink one. Oh, I need to put the I'm going to turn my lamp around so we don't have the UV light near the resin. Okay, I'm going to pop that back on again. Just tap a little bit out. Go. Mix this up. There we go. See, lovely, lovely pink. Then I'm going to do, oops, it does help if I take the lid off, doesn't it? Pop that in there like that. I've already done a green one, so let me just get another colour. I'm going to do strawberry red. Now I don't think I've used this one, so let's just see. Just shake it. Just shake it a little bit. Just so it's got flat in there, so make sure we don't all puff out. Look at that, way too much. So this is why you need to, oh, let me just mix up. The other trouble is if you use too much, it doesn't set the UV resin. Oh, look at that colour, wow. You have to have the right ratio, and I think that was just a wee bit too much. So let's just pop that on there. All trial and error. Let's do this. Look at that beautiful colour. Let's pop that in there. Just pop it right on. Let me just pop that back on again. That's fabulous. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a little bit of the resin just around the outside. Just like that. Add a little bit more into there. Hook it about. Gosh, this one is a fabulous colour. Mix that up a little bit with that resin in there. Okay, perfect. And then we will have the pink one. Pop a little bit of pink in there. These are just so pretty. These hearts are lovely. They're just a nice size that you can pop them onto little gift bags and things like that, and just on your journals, and in key rings, and they're just lovely. If you like little dingly dangly things, these are really lovely, and then you can just personalize everything, can't you? Just love using them. Right, so that's the pink and the red. I think I just mixed up a little bit too much of that red, didn't I? Now I'm going to bring this back. I think that one's done, so I'm going to just pop that under there. The longer the better underneath the lamp. So I'm going to just move this over a bit. And I'm going to pop a little bit of the white inside. So I want to get this sort of look in there again. It's got that lovely, it looks like it's got like a little hole in it, and it's also nice and shiny. Oh, look at that. See, this is why you need a spoon. Don't do what I do. There we go. Get something to take it out with. There we go. Then I'm just going to take a little bit of this, plop that in just in the middle. Again on the pink. And then to get that sort of like indentation in it, you have to pop like another little block of the clear on the top, in the middle on there, and it gives it, sort of spreads it around. Can you see? I don't know whether you can see that, but I think they look really, really lovely. So I'm going to take this one out and pop those inside. Now there we go, look at that, love it, absolutely gorgeous. Now these just peel off like this, just peel it off the back gently. Let's pop that to the side and look at that, absolutely gorgeous, perfect. So what I am going to do, I'm just going to go over it again with a little bit of the UV resin. I took it off the plastic because sometimes it sticks too well if you put it under the lamp for too long, and you can't get the backing off very well, I found. So when they come out of from under the lamp, it sort of shrinks it a little bit, so it gives you a little indentation in there. So you just want to add another little bit of the resin on the top, just like that. Now mine's got a little bit of bubbles in it, but if you pop a little bit of heat over the top, it gets rid of the bubbles, but I don't have anything with me at the moment. So just wiggle this around like that. There we go. Perfect. Now I think I'm going to pop this one back underneath. Let's just turn those on again, pop that under there, and then I think I'll show you how we can add a little dragonfly like this to it on there. So I'll do it on this one as well. So I'm going to pop these little bits to the side for a minute, because we don't want those. I don't want to dip my fingers in them. So let's just slide that underneath there like that. Pop those underneath as well, just like that, back underneath. So I'm going to use these. These are beautiful, these are absolutely gorgeous. So what should we have with the purple one? Should we just have like a little, what did I put on that one, a pink dragonfly? Or should we have a little blue dragonfly? Blue and purple, that would look nice, wouldn't it? A little one like that, which is like this. These are beautiful, and it goes really, really hard. So it's sort of like, well, it's resin, isn't it? So it's sort of gives it like a plasticky hardness to it. But they are lovely. Right, let's just see what's happening with our little hearts. There we go. Now what I'm going to do, because sometimes when you use a lot of the powder in there, oh, that one's all right, that's okay. I'm just going to just take them off like that. Take that there. Look at that. Just look lovely. That almost you can see through that one. I'm going to pop those down. Let's pop a little bit of the resin on the top just to fill it in that little bit of shrinkage that it has. So let's put that under there. Just a little bit. You can just do this directly from, you probably don't need that much actually, but just covers that up. So I'm going to pop that under there. How are we doing for time? Oh, we're good. We're good for time. So let me take this one out a minute. Okay, so that's looking lovely. So what I'm going to do now, I'm actually going to pop it onto here, back on there like that. So I'm going to attach this. Now I want the little hole in there to come down from the side. So I'm going to pop it onto this one up here, and then we can hang something off there, which I think will look really nice. I wonder if I could actually pop two on there, one over this side, so when we hang things off it should sort of balance it out, shouldn't it? I might just have one. Yes, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put two on there. So I'm going to show you what we do. We pop a little bit of the resin on here. I'm going to do one at a time. Tiny bit of resin on there. I'm going to get my tweezers. Just going to take those out because I need this little lamp to hand for a minute. I'm going to get my tweezers. I'm going to hold this on there under the lamp, just like that. So it's under the lamp. I'm just going to hold it on there until it sort of like sets, just for a little bit. Doesn't take long. There we go. That's actually set on there now. And I'm going to do the same with this one, and then we can pop it back underneath for a minute. So I think, where are we going to have this one? Should we have that one like there? So it sort of covers those two petals there. Same, I'm just going to hold that. It might actually stay on. Let's pop that under the lamp. Make sure it doesn't move for a second. There we go. Perfect. Now these are looking good, so I'm just going to tap those and pop them under there. So if you don't have anything like this to use, I've got just like a mat under here, and I've covered it with some greaseproof paper, so you can put them on here once you've used it once, and then you can just slide them underneath. You're not having to pick them up and put them onto something. It's easier to have it on the same thing, so you can slide this over and across, which is a lot easier to do. So let's just pop that on there. How are we going with this? Look at that. I think that looks great, doesn't it? A little bit longer under there, I think. Shall we do one of these? These are a little bit you need a design to go in some of these, I think. But this one, I've just sort of like twirled some the mica powders in there, and then blocked a bit in the middle and pushed it out, which I think is really nice. And this one, I've added beads into it, and then a little bit of the white, and just twirled it round. But I think the little beads look like little bubbles, which I'm loving. So I'm going to have this one, I think. I think this is done. This won't take very long to do. So look at that. I think that looks beautiful. And I want to just see. Let me see. So if you've got, I need to make some little danglies, so I will show you this in a minute. Let me see if I've got anything I can take. So these are ones that I've made from the Beebeecrafts before. Oh, wouldn't that look nice hanging off it as well? Could make a really nice charm, couldn't you? So I'm going to just take this off for a second. So the nice thing about these, you can sort of like mix and match everything. Put that back on again. Let's take this off. Oops. Hang that off. Where's my other pliers? There we go. Look at that. So that dingle dangles down there. We don't need that little jump ring on there, do we? Just wanted to see what it would look like with a couple of dingly danglies hanging off. I think I would probably need smaller beads on here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave that. I'm going to make a couple with some smaller beads on because I think they need smaller, but I just think they are fab. Love them. Right, let's take these out. There we go. Look at that. Absolutely gorgeous. So we've got a lovely pink one and a lovely red one in there. And that's the backs. So fabulous. I'll do some close-ups. I hope you can see that. Okay, I'm going to pop this on. These aren't quite flat. See if I can find. I don't know whether they're all a bit wibbly wobbly. They're not the flattest. Let's just see. That one's a little bit better. So I'm just going to stick that in like that. Oopsie daisy. Stick that on. What colour shall we do this one? Shall we go for this beautiful like orange and gold? I think that's what we'll do. Okay, so I have got light gold, I have got Aztec gold, and we have tangerine orange. Look at those, aren't they fabulous? Right, let's just pop these little bits out of the way for a minute. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop a blob of this in first, just so I don't forget. And then we will just mix some of these up. I'm going to mix all three so we can mix them all together. A little bit more of that in there. What should we do? Orange. Do you think I should just do this? That's better. Just so I don't make so much mess. Just dip your cocktail stick inside and pull it out. A bit more of this one. There we go. Right, 3 fab colours. Look at that. I don't normally use orange in anything really, but these are just lovely, aren't they? Look at that gold. Mix up. Yeah. Perfect. So I'm going to go for this darker one. I think this is the Aztec gold. Let's just pop this one in first. Now I'm just going to pop a blob in the middle. Just like that. Because I popped some on there already, some of the resin. So let's just have a little bit of that in there. Plop that in there. Then we will have a little bit of, or maybe I'll go for the orange next. Let's pop some orange in. And it really makes a difference where they go. And then some of the gold on the top. Look at that. Love it. Now I'm going to pop a little bit more. Don't get stuck. Of this around the outside, I think. I don't want to fill it up too much because I want to add a little bit of the white in there as well in a minute. So let's just pop that. I want another cocktail stick. Just take one of these out. Just to put the clear to the edge a bit more. So this reminds me, if you've seen people do the like the coasters with the resin that you have to leave for sort of like overnight, 24 hours, they do like the coasters. So this is sort of like a mini version of it, isn't it, really? Just take that clear to the edge. Go. There we are. Loving those colours all mixed together. Fabulous, aren't they? So what I might actually do is just bring these out like that, look. Fab. This actually would go in the journal because it's sort of very looks like a leaf. Gosh, I can't speak. It looks sort of like leafy and very like it would go into the journal nicely. Look at that. Wow. Looks like an autumn leaf. I think I might just pop a bit of this orange in the middle like that. Good old play this is, isn't it? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this, it's got like a sunshine, just the clear in the middle, and there you go. Can you see how it gives like that little indentation in there? Wow, that's beautiful, isn't it? I'm going to pull a little bit more of this out. Little sunshine. That's what it's like. There we go. Wow, this is lovely. Look at that. Not quite in the middle, is it? But that's okay. Right, I'm going to pop that underneath to set for a minute. Now I've got these little bits on here, so shall we just pop those into a heart? Oops. I don't really want to waste them. So let's just take this one. I've got a little bit of tape there. Let's pop this on here. And then just take some of this and pop it in there. A little bit of this gold one. I don't think it really matters where it goes. and then the little bit of orange that's left. Oopsie daisy. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this on the top of it. There we go. Love it. Let's just pop that to the edges. Yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? So we've got a little bit of white here. Just going to add that into the middle. I do have a little bit of this red. Let's just make a nice big mixture. Look at that. Don't know how full that is. I wonder if I can just get a little bit more of this. Just one blob in there. You can have a good old play, can't you, with these? Wow, look at that. Don't put too much in because it will overflow. So let's just take this out. See what's happening with our little sunshine. Look at that. Let's just take this off if I can. Now you can see here that you've got some of the take that off like that. Let's go that way. I'm going to pop this underneath because it's still wet under there. I didn't quite leave it long enough. So let's just get rid of this. Let me just throw some of this stuff away because I don't want this. I want to get rid of this so you're not sniffing in any nasties there. Keep it all nice and clean. So I'm just going to show you these again. Now these are the beautiful ones, so I'm going to pop a link down below for these, and they are absolutely fantastic. These are really, really lovely, and you can see here how they look when they've been resined and stuff in there, which is just beautiful, isn't it? That's not the same one, is it? No, that's a different one. This one. Is that a different one? Yes. It's this one. That's the one. That's that shape. But I'm loving this. So I hope you're liking the way I've popped the little dragonflies on there. I think that's going to look absolutely gorgeous. So these, yeah, you get 30 of these in here. And they come in this lovely little box. And then I can't remember how many hearts you get. I think it's about 10. So you get about 10 hearts, and then you get about 10 of these lovely little round ones. So yes, if you wanted to make yourself some earrings, you could make earrings with these. I do believe they're all sort of like a little bit different shaped, unless they've been bent a little bit. They are slightly different, sort of organic shapes, aren't they? So how are we getting on with our little, that's a bit better, look at that. Isn't that lovely? So this one's got a tiny bit around the outside here, but what you can do, get your scissors and you can just chop that off like that. So it's quite soft at the moment, so you can cut that off. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop another bit of the resin over the top. Take another cocktail stick and just pop that over, just so it goes nice and level with your bezel, like that. Now I think these are going to be absolutely perfect to go in my journal. Love it. So I've had a nice play today. So here we go. So yeah, please do take a look. I'll pop the links down below. Have a look at Beebeecrafts because they have some fantastic offers on. And you can pick up a real bargain in there as well. And there's a link under the video for a code which you get money off as well from me if you use my code. Look at that one. Let's just pop that underneath there. I think this one might take a little bit longer to dry. That looks like a sweetie. Let's take that off. Yeah, I'm gonna just, that one needs to take a little bit longer to dry, so I will just leave that. But there we go, guys. That is, oops, I'm just gonna stuck that to the paper. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Stick that back on there. Stick that on there. So this is it. So I've had a lovely play today. So loving them. I do love using these, doing resin work. I think it's fabulous. And these were absolutely perfect to go in the journal. And again, like I said, I'm going to just hang it off the side like that. Nice little fairy forest, isn't it? With our dragonflies and our beads and our flowers. There we go. Okay guys, well thank you so much for joining me. Look at these beautiful hearts, love them. So I've got 4 hearts now here. So thank you so much for joining me. Please do give this a go because I know lots of you have got the resin as well now. So have a little play and have a little bit of colour. Add a little bit of colour, and I'm loving these. Fabulous. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining me. Please take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Alright guys, bye bye.